one, you will see on the lower time frame. What you don't see on the lower time frame, you will see on the higher time frame. That's why we switch between time frames. Between through all time frames. Yeah. So I hope it's making sense so far. Right? Trying to explain this in the simplest way possible. Okay. So now let's hop into candles real quick. So if we see a 4-hour order block, okay, and then of course price coming into this, right? Obviously, in the smaller time frame, let's say 15-minute, it's going to look like this, multiple candles inside to create that order block, right? So what you don't see on the higher time frame, it will be on a smaller time frame. And what you don't see on a smaller time frame will be on the higher time frame. That's why we switch between time frames. Now, just want to put that out there now is that it's a skill set to switch between time frames. It's a skill set of its own. It's a skill of its own trying to see this stuff over and over again. It will take time to adjust and to adapt. I'm letting you know now. Okay. So when price is coming up like it did here, when price is coming up like it did here, it tapped into the open of the 4-hour order block. Here on the 5-minute, the 15-minute, it will look like it tapped into this candle and then it dropped. But you wouldn't know why did it come into this and why didn't it come here, 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 until you go to the 4-hour, in this case, the 4-hour, the higher time frame, and notice that it tapped into a 4-hour order block, higher time frame order block, also known as a point of interest, right? Order blocks, breakers, all that is all simply a POI. It's the short term for it, right? So that's why it doesn't come to these levels up here. The market's fractal. So you got to switch between time frames. So before you ask me, what time frames do we use? We are going to use all of them. All the time frames that I'm going to mention. There is no set of time frames that we're going to use. Yes, there is, over 20 plus time frames, but we're going to use the most common ones. We got to work with what we have. Can you use all of them? Sure. But remember, that's a skill set of itself. Try to maneuver through the 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's all the work. So that's why we have standard time frames. That's why we're going to use the standard time frames or the most common ones. All right. So like I mentioned in the beginning, it's not going to be a very easy strategy to understand. But once you do, the reward is amazing, phenomenal. It's going to take time because this right here is pretty much the main foundation of a strategy. It's just understanding that everything is fractal. All right, liquidity, structure, ranges, Quasimodos, POIs, blocks, fractal, everything's fractal. All right, so I hope this made sense. It should have. If it doesn't, there will be examples down below this video explain it in a written version instead of video for those that like to read. You can find the written version underneath every video. So that's what Fractal is. Take notes, rewatch this, understand this, because you got to keep this in mind as we're going throughout the course. Now, this is the basic course. So of course, a lot of things are going to be very basic, but things are going to get harder and harder as we advance to the intermediate and then to the advanced course. It's important to notice, keep it in your head as we're talking about every single topic. That's it for now. See you on the next one.